2016 was packed full of some incredible high-end smartphones, but there were some budget smartphones that made a big splash in the market this year. While I have not got my hands on every single one of them, I have got my hands on a good number of them. So without further ado, these are my favorite budget smartphones of 2016. Earlier this year, Apple launched the iPhone SE. It's a $400 off-contract smartphone that features all of the same internal specifications of the iPhone 6s, but packed inside the iPhone 5s's body. I regard this phone as one of the best of the year, as it's like half the price of a flagship iPhone and features a Retina display, A9 chip with a 64-bit architecture, and embedded M9 Motion co-processor, a 12-megapixel camera, Touch ID, Apple Pay, and a headphone jack. It's also one of the only high-end compact smartphones out there. Believe it or not, there's still a lot of people who like these small screen smartphones and think anything above 4 inches is too big. So this is a great option for you if you're in that boat and or want a very capable iOS device, but don't want to cough up all of the money for a new flagship model. The Alcatel Idol 4S is absolutely on my list as it's a stunning smartphone. It features a metal frame and a Gorilla Glass back with a virtual reality viewer included in the box, with some included apps as well as games for the virtual reality viewer. The 5.5-inch QHD AMOLED display is actually one of the best on the market. It even beats out many high-end flagship smartphones in my opinion. The front-facing speakers are also some of the best as well, if not the very best of any smartphone on the market. Now, it doesn't have the absolute best performance. There's a Snapdragon 652 processor with 3GB of RAM under the hood, but it's still no slouch. It's only $400 off contract. There are a lot of incredible $400 smartphones. The Honor 8 is another one that makes the list. It was released by Huawei in July, and it features a very pretty 5.2-inch 1080p display, a Kirin 950 processor with 4GB of RAM, and Android 6.0 Marshmallow with Nougat on the horizon. What makes the Honor 8 so unique is its cameras. There are dual 12-megapixel cameras that can take photos with tons of bokeh. But my absolute favorite budget smartphone of the year is the OnePlus 3T. OnePlus did release the OnePlus 3 earlier this year, which was impressive on its own, but they refreshed it 6 months later with the OnePlus 3T, and it features a slightly higher price tag of $439, but in my opinion, I think it's well worth it. I mean, for that price, you get a smartphone that's crafted with aluminum. There's a 5.5-inch AMOLED display with a Snapdragon 821 processor and 6GB of RAM. There's 64GB of internal storage, upgradable to 128GB, a 16-megapixel rear and 16-megapixel front-facing camera sensors with f2.0 apertures, one of the fastest fingerprint scanners and one of the cleanest software experiences out there. It runs Oxygen OS, which features its own unique set of features on top of Android Marshmallow, such as gestures and themes. OnePlus is also expected to release Android Nougat for this device any day now, making it future-proof. It's really hard to go wrong here with the OnePlus 3 or 3T. Now, Marco got his hands on the Moto G4 Plus, which starts at around $250 off contract, and I think it absolutely deserves an honorable mention as it has all the specs that make up a great smartphone, but at a low price. The build isn't quite up to par with the Idol 4S or OnePlus 3T, but the internal specs are right up there. It is, however, water repellent, and it features a near stock Android skin on top of Marshmallow. What's more is that you can actually customize the heck out of this phone using a Moto Maker. The ZTE Axon 7 rivals the OnePlus 3 with its flagship-like specs, but what makes the Axon 7 so special is that in addition to the Snapdragon 820 processor, 20-megapixel camera, and 5.5-inch QHD AMOLED display, it features dual front-facing stereo speakers that sound fantastic. Many reviewers have actually regarded this phone as being the very best budget smartphone of the year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my hands on a unit to make that claim myself, but I will say it looks very attractive on paper, and I did go to Best Buy to demo this phone, and I liked what I saw. I like the phone, I like the speakers, and I like the price. The last device I want to give a shout out to is the LeEco Le Pro 3. LeEco is a huge company in China that recently made its debut in the US. They launched a ton of TVs and mobile phones this year. The LeEco Le Pro 3 only costs $400. It's really fun to say as well, but it also features a Snapdragon 821 processor and a massive 4070 mAh battery. We have a 16-megapixel camera, stereo speakers, as well as an IR blaster, which is something you don't really see every day on smartphones these days. So with that last one, those are the very best budget smartphones of 2016. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the devices mentioned in this video, and if there is a device that I missed, let me know in a comment down below, and let me know why it deserves a spot on the list. I'm curious. Thumbs up are appreciated. Maybe subscribe if you're brand new. I look forward to producing some more awesome content in 2017. I'm Bo HD from PhoneDog.com. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.